Dr. John Gottman has spent decades researching what makes relationships and marriages work.
So, one of his foundational studies showed that relationships are much more successful when men allow themselves to be influenced by their partner. And while it's important for women to accept influence too, we know that many women already do this. So here to talk about what this might mean, relationship guru Dr. Kirsten Lind Seal. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
So explain this concept to us. What does it mean to accept influence?
Yeah, so to accept influence in this context basically means to listen to what the other person is saying, to take it in, and to not react defensively, right? So someone says, this is how I feel about something, instead of saying, no, or that's dumb, or why would you feel that way? You listen, you think about what that means, and then maybe you come back with saying, okay, well, this is how I feel. But basically, accepting what the other person is telling you is accepting influence. It doesn't mean that, the person who is giving influence gets to go out and buy, a brand new car every year. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean accepting a position of inferiority in any way. It means listening to what the other person is saying and taking it in.
And when we talk about this, there are some differences as well when it comes to gender. First, talk about men.
Yeah. So here's what's interesting is that in the model, the husbands who did not let themselves be influenced by their wives, generally speaking, right? Research doesn't tell us everything about everybody. It just tells us generally about, what's going on, is that was a predictor. If the husbands did not let their wives influence them, that was actually a predictor of divorce in the model. But the thing about women is it's not a predictor, because women tend to let themselves be influenced by their husbands, just generally speaking, right? So, of course, we're talking about heterosexual marriages here, opposite sex marriages.
Now, Kirsten, we were talking in the break, and you said this is something you often see among your therapy with couples yourself.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And because, again, when part of it, I think, might be partly due to socialization around how women are socialized more generally speaking to sort of really be able to be comfortable in the realm of emotions, whereas men tend to not get so much of those messages. But that's what this is trying to even out, so that because we're all humans and people are gonna people, right? So we're all gonna show up as people who have emotions, and it's how we deal with them that's really important to note. So the thing is, so for men, what this means is letting go of avoidance strategies when they're hearing something from their wives that may be off-putting or maybe surprising, but trying not to distance themselves, trying not to attack, trying not to get defensive. You want to try to listen with interest and curiosity. And basically, this also means letting your partner's needs be of primary importance to you. The reason that there's this gender split is because women, generally speaking, always let their partners' needs be primary, be important to them, right? So it's like how that happens. What's interesting too about these findings is that Gottman suggests that wives try to not escalate and do what we call a soft startup. So for example, saying something like, I have something to tell you that might irritate you, but I want to share with you that here's how I feel. So instead of going, why are you always late for dinner? Whatever some traditional or untraditional, complaint might be. So in other words, when wives can do a soft startup, this helps men be able to more readily accept influence. So it's not just a one or the other, it's a both and, which also leads me to this idea of thinking of a we instead of a me, and not thinking about relationships as a zero-sum game, as a win or lose. And I think that shift of framing from a me to a we can be really, really useful in relationships.
And it might feel challenging if, for example, if you're used to distancing yourself, trying to challenge yourself to be present and hear in the ways that you're speaking about.
Right.
It's going to take, active participation and wanting to
Exactly.
change. Yeah.
Exactly. So again, but that's why, there's another great Gottman sort of remedy that's called turning towards, right? And that in conflict that partners and spouses should turn towards one another, like, oh dear, here's this fight we always have. What can we do about it? Instead of you always this and you always that, because the you always that just happens like this. So it's conflict, which is going to happen, but it's how we look at the conflict. And this is where men really being aware that if they can accept the influence of their wives, even in conflict, that it can really help.
All right. Well, Kirsten, as always, great to talk with you. Thank you.
Lovely to be here.